teased the Yankees versus the Angels back in August 2022. The Angels are up 3-2 in the 8th inning, so the Yankees are going to send in their ace reliever Clay Holmes to face the MVP candidate ShoheiOhtani. And Holmes is going to start him off with this heater right down the middle. Then he's going to throw the same pitch outside at a clean 100 miles per hour. And check out Ohtani's reaction here. He's thinking, wow, 100 on that pitch? That's seriously good. Just take another look at that pitch. It's got some pretty nasty side-to-side movement. Ohtani ends up striking out on that pitch. Man, look at that swing, not even close. And as Ohtani walks back to the dugout, he's thinking, that was a hell of a pitch. Ohtani just can't stop thinking about it. Later that day, he goes up to his teammate, Patrick Sandoval, and he says, I really like that pitch. Ohtani had been experimenting with his own sinker in 2022, but he just wasn't happy with the results yet. As we can see here, he had never really thrown it in previous seasons, so we're going to see it for the very first time in May versus the Rays. It looks okay there at 97, but it looks pretty straightforward. There's nothing special about it. Ohtani's going to put it on the shelf for 2 months, but then in July, he's going to dust it off again versus the Marlins. And you can see it hits 100 there, and it's got a little movement, but it's just way low for a ball, so he still hasn't quite figured it out. And then finally, in August of that year, he's going to start upping his usage. He's going to throw it 14 times that month, but as we can see, it's just not working for him. See, his command isn't quite there. He's not digging this pitch. But now he sees this pitch from Holmes and he's like, oh, okay, that's what I've been looking for. According to Sandoval, literally the next day, Ohtani has his bullpen session. He just pulls up Holmes' data, sees his movement numbers, picks up the ball, and starts messing around with his sinker to try to match the stats that Holmes has. And he literally nails it right then and there in that bullpen session. Then we're going to see it in action just 2 days later. Ohtani's going to take the mound versus the Houston Astros. Here comes Chas McCormick. Look at this pitch, 100 miles an hour for strike 3. And check out McCormick's reaction. He has the exact same expression that Ohtani had watching Holmes' sinker. Ohtani is going to throw that pitch 20 times versus the Astros, which is a massive jump. And it is insane how similar this pitch is to Holmes'. Here you go. Here's the data on all 3. And across the board, everything just got way nastier for Ohtani. As we can see, the velocity's way up, the spin is up, the vertical break and the horizontal break are way, way up. And I think we can assume there are 2 things that Ohtani really liked about Holmes' sinker. The first is obviously velocity. He's throwing 3 miles an hour harder, so he's just absolutely ripping this pitch now. But I think the main thing Ohtani liked was the horizontal break. We can see that Holmes' sinker had a very elite 18 inches of horizontal break. And that's exactly what Ohtani's going to copy here. Look at the difference between his 4-seam and his sinker versus the Astros. That is a huge difference. That pitch is moving like crazy. But the numbers behind this pitch are actually straight up insane. So check this out. This is a leaderboard of all MLB sinkers in 2022. Look at the #1 sinker in horizontal movement, 19.3 inches. Ohtani's was 20 inches, 20. That means Ohtani's brand new sinker has the most run of any sinker in baseball. And, oh, by the way, look at all these pitches up here. They're all pretty slow, the fastest being 95 miles an hour. Ohtani's was 100. So, to put it really simply, Ohtani learned a totally new pitch in one bullpen session. The first time he ever threw it, it had the most movement and the most velocity of any sinker in baseball that year.